I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse.
And that's a good thing, unless you're a horse. Because this is a horse meat burger, and these are horse meat dumplings. This is a horse meat sausage, and this is a horse meat grilled cheese sandwich. I bet you never had one of those before. You see, I'm on a mission to make the world's best grilled cheese sandwich. To do this, I'm traveling to new places, trying local foods, and turning them into grilled cheese sandwiches. Today, my travels have brought me to Almaty, Kazakhstan, where horse meat isn't just available, it's abundant. For our first stop, we are visiting the Green Bazaar. This is a huge market with lots of vendors, but I'm here for the horse meat. Even though I was expecting to find it, I was shocked to see that at least half the meat being sold at this market was horse meat. You can tell it apart from beef because the horse meat has a very deep reddish brown color. That and, there's signs saying it's horse meat. Most of the vendors were selling their meat in the form of sausages. These are made by taking long strands of horse meat, sprinkling on some salt and pepper, and then stuffing it into long pork intestine casings. You can buy the sausage raw like this and cook it at home, or you can buy the sausage that has been smoked and cured. If you watch my short content, then you know that I might have accidentally eaten horse meat pasta in southern Italy once, but I've never been able to confirm for sure that that actually was horse meat. So this is potentially the first time in my life I've ever eaten horse meat. The cured sausage had a slightly sweet and very beefy flavor, and the smoked one tasted like a lean piece of smoked brisket. They were both genuinely fantastic, and I feel confident in saying that anyone who enjoys eating red meat would find these horse sausages delicious. Before I turn this into a grilled cheese sandwich, I decided to head out and see what other ways horse meat is being used by restaurants. I traveled deep out into the canyons of Kazakhstan where I found a restaurant selling horse meat burgers. Admittedly, I don't think horse meat was the best choice for a burger because the meat is very lean, which led to a pretty dry burger. But luckily, this issue can be solved by combining horse meat with another meat that contains a bit more fat. And that's exactly what is done at this restaurant, which serves pelmeni containing both beef and horse meat. These were truly fantastic, very juicy, and very savory. Pretty much anywhere you can find a meat dish in Kazakhstan, you can find a version of it containing horse meat. And pretty much anywhere you can find animals in Kazakhstan, you can find horses. If you go for a hike, you will certainly be offered a ride up the mountain on a horse for just a small fee. And I've never ridden a horse before, so I decided to give it a shot. They put me on this white horse that I called White Cheddar, and she did an amazing job carrying me up that mountain. If you drive out into the flatlands, you will see sheep farmers herding and traveling between towns on horseback. You can even find horses in the city pulling tourists around in carriages. So after a few days exploring Kazakhstan, I felt very confident that I should make a horse grilled cheese sandwich. So let's do it. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I made this sandwich, but please keep in mind that in a lot of places of the world, this sandwich is literally illegal to make. And that's because a lot of countries don't have proper horse meat industries, which means that there's not a lot of rules and regulations around what makes horse meat safe to consume within those countries. So rather than creating a whole new set of rules and regulations around the production and sale of horse meat, a lot of countries have just decided to make horse meat illegal. And I'm curious if you can buy horse meat in your country, so leave a comment and let me know. But that's enough talk about the horse meat itself. Let me show you how I made this sandwich. For the bread, I found a nice loaf of rye sourdough. It's a bit on the smaller side, but that's fine because the sandwich will have meat on it, which will make it more filling. For the cheese, I'm using some aged Gouda and Swiss. And for the sauce, I decided to mix together some mayonnaise and dill because I noticed that dill seems to be a very popular herb in Kazakhstan. When it came time to pick out the horse meat to use on this grilled cheese sandwich, I had a lot of options. I could have used the sausage from the market, but some of the pieces were kind of tough and probably wouldn't work well on the sandwich. I thought about using canned horse meat just because I think it's hilarious that you can actually buy canned horse meat, but I eventually decided on these cured pieces because they have a nice balance of lean muscle and fat. So we should get the best of both worlds. Even though they were cured and ready to eat, I did decide to sear them in a pan to add a bit more browning and flavor. I assembled the sandwich and started cooking it in some olive oil. While it was cooking, I decided to douse some raw white onion in vinegar to serve with the sandwich. I got this idea from a food called shashlik that I'll be talking a lot more about in my next video, but for now, you can just trust the process. And I was honestly blown away by this sandwich. It kind of reminded me of a Reuben sandwich of sorts, and the dill added an amazing freshness. The horse meat was surprisingly tender and juicy without making the sandwich greasy, which is why I'm giving this a very strong 9.1 out of 10. So if you live in a country where you can actually eat horse meat, I would highly recommend making this sandwich. If you don't live somewhere where you can eat horse meat, maybe try using some corned beef or something like that. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like it and subscribe with notifications on because in the next episode of my hunt for the world's best grilled cheese sandwich, we're going to be attending a barbecue in rural Kazakhstan and you definitely don't want to miss it.